What's good, guys? What's the diggity deal? So in this video we're gonna be creating I'm not sure what to call it. I mean, you could call it a skills service or an interaction service or a tool service. I don't know. It's not a tool service really though. But yeah, we're just gonna be creating a service. I'm gonna create something and we're gonna be using user input service in this service and controller. So we're gonna be making that, and I'm just gonna create something really random that I just thought of. And yeah, so let's just get to it. This is just gonna be like going over knit, just creating something with knit, just so you guys can understand it if you're learning knit. I know a few people have asked me to make knit videos in the Discord, so I'm making a knit video. I personally don't use knit that much for my personal projects. I have for work, but personal projects, I like making my own classes and stuff like that. Then I can manage them that way. So yeah, but let's go ahead and get started. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get to it. Let's go and create the service. Okay, so we're gonna get a module script. Now, if you don't know how to start knit, I just made a video on how to start knit because I know some people were having trouble with that. So check that video out. I'll try and leave it linked. Check that video out if you want to learn how to start knit on the client server. We're not going to be doing that in this video. We're just going to get right down to the service and controller. Okay, so got a module script in this. What are we going to call it? We can just call it skill service. I really can't think of anything else. I wouldn't say it's, or actually we'll just call it interaction service. I think that's a good name for it. All right, so another module script. I'm just going to get this ready, put it in controllers, and I'm going to say interaction controller. Now, I do want to note that if you haven't mastered the fundamentals, if you haven't mastered the basics, okay, of programming, learning knit is going to be a challenge, and maybe not an efficient use of your time. So I do encourage that you have a good foundation of the basics before going over knit, or else you could be prolonging the learning process. But that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to go into our controller and set this, or our service, interaction service, and set this up. So, replicate is storage, game get service, replicate is storage. I'm just gonna copy and paste, dude. All right, boom. You just need knit and packages for this. I'm gonna delete services. And all right, so local interaction service equals knit dot create service name equals interaction service, and then all of our services will have a client table, and then we're going to return interaction service here at the bottom. Now these two functions, sometimes you're not going to use both of them, I guess, but I would always, if you're not going to use both of them, then you probably, what's the point in making the service, I feel like? Maybe I could be tripping on that, I don't know, but we're going to do both of these functions. I like to do both of these functions always, even if I don't use one or the other, because sometimes if I'm having a serve, right, if I'm creating a service, I don't always use my knit init or knit start, but then if I'm really thinking about it, I often end up using both of them. So just put both of them down though. Just put both of them down, even if you're not using one or the other. Just have it in there. So yeah, init, init, and init start. So this runs when init is initialized. This runs when init has started. All right, so and then I do prints. So interaction service as initialized. I don't know why I always, literally always struggle with spelling initialized. I like always stumble over it. It's kind of a weird thing. And then interaction service has started. Okay, cool. So we have our interaction service. You know, we got the makings, the start of our interaction service. Let's go over to the controller and do the same thing. And what we're gonna do here is just change a few things, like use wait for child, and then obviously as well, we want to you know, change this to controller. Maybe not obvious, but yeah, interaction controller, and then we can get rid of this client table, and then we're just going to name this stuff. All right. Okay, so is this all right? Interaction controller. This looks good. All right, so cool. All right, so this is our controller. We're using wait for child. Sounds good. Looks good. All right, cool. Now let's get started. What are we gonna make? All right, well, we're gonna use user input service. So we need user input service. And I'm gonna use in this video a mouse. I'm gonna get the mouse, and I'm also gonna put this in the init. I think this could go in the init. So user input service dot input began connect. What do we have in here? I never remember what to put in the function for input began. So actually though, we're gonna create, because I love doing this. I love, you know, creating local functions and then connecting, and so I can have all my connections in one place, and it's just very organized. So I'll do on input began. And then again, what are we putting in here? So input objects, game processed event. I'm probably gonna have to look at the documentation because I'm such a bot. So input, wait, what is it? Input object, game processed event. Game processed event. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure you just do if not game processed event, then return. But I can't be sure on that. And then let's see, if input dot key code. Actually, yeah, we'll just do that. We'll just do a key code for now. If input equals enum dot key code dot f, then, and we'll have another function here that does what we want. But for now, we're just gonna print player has pressed F. So let's see if we have anything that we're messing up on. Attempt to index with a no value. Services, server storage. Let me check on that. Services and service storage. Did I not spell it right? It doesn't look like I did spell it right. Maybe I did though. Something's not being spelled right. Add, oh wait. Create service. Create controller, that's what we're missing. So let's go, boom, create controller. Create controller, there we go. That should fix that. Ah! All right, what are we missing? What's going on here? Attempt to pass. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool. So we didn't even hook that up yet. All right, so on input began. Let's go. Oh my goodness. Attempt to index no value services. Add controller services. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go to our main. Add services. Just all these typos. All right, so we have interaction service has initialized. Interaction service has started. It has started on the server. Interaction controller has initialized. Interaction controller has started. It has started on the client. Cool. Looks good. Let's press F. I'm not getting anything when I pressed F, so I could just be mistaken on the user input code, which, like, you know, it's nothing I really pay attention to. Like, I don't, you know, pay attention to it really. I just pull off the docs. Let's see if we can. I mean, I'm just trying to think of what I could do. Input began. If input.keycode enum.keycode.f player has pressed F. I don't know why this would be. Let's just go to the good old-fashioned docs. All right. Yeah. We'll just go to the docs. Because I'm such a bot and I don't pay attention to this. But this is what programming is. You shouldn't have to remember everything, right? Like, you should always be able to go through the docs and just understand things very quickly. Or not quickly. But yeah. So user if input.user input type. Okay. Inputs type. Where's the key code part at? Wait. If input.keycode equals. Wait, hold on a second. It's like not. Okay. So yeah, keycode. We should be able to use keycode. Input.keycode equals. But what are they doing with the game processed event? Game processed. Maybe it's our game process part. I mean, I'd have to read it more, but let's just try it. I mean, maybe we don't have to use it right now here, and this isn't the case to use it. I'd have to look into that. But let's see if this works. And it works. All right. So it was our game processed, which, I mean, I believe game processed event. I mean, that's just like, I guess the game processes an event. But anyway, so we have this. Player has pressed F. So yeah, we're able to press F now and make something happen. What do we want to happen though? We could just do like something random. What are we gonna do that's random? Well, we could do go to the server, so we could actually interaction service equals init.getService interaction service. All right. And then so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a little function on the interaction service. So we'll have state or has interacted, has interact, or we'll do interaction per player equals, all right, we'll have that. Yeah, sure, we'll just use that. All right, whatever. And then we'll have here, we'll say interaction service interact, sure, we'll use that. And then we'll say if table.find interaction per player, so we'll do self here, self.interaction per player, then return warn player has already interacted, and then we'll do table.insert self.interaction per player. Okay, and then we'll have, like, say if this is a debounce, so we'll do table.delay. Actually, not table, task.delay. And then say, like, however long your debounce is, so we'll create a constant variable up here, and we'll say interaction or time until next equals 4. So we'll have time until next, and then function, and then we'll have table.remove self.interaction per player, table.find self.interaction per player. We use table.find here because we need to get the index. Table.remove removes by index, and so just passing in the value isn't going to work. We need the index, and so we get the index by using table.find. And then, so yeah, this is this, and then how we're going to make it work on the client, or call this on the client, we're going to have another function here, and we're going to do interaction service.client interact, passing in that player, and then we're just going to return self.server interact, and then we're going to pass in our player. All right, and so we're going to have prints right here. Player has interacted, or server has registered interaction for player, and then we'll have right here print player can interact again. So yeah, we'll have that. And then so now back to our controller. What we're gonna do here is we have our interaction service variable right here in the init, and because we're not connecting to an event, we're using a method, we're able to put this in init. If we were connecting to an event, we would want to put it in init start, but we are using it right here, and this is only going to be called when the player is like already in the game and they're pressing F and stuff like that. So we don't need to put it in init start so that we know it exists, because it's gonna exist, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say interaction service interact, okay, and then we're going to have an and then function, And we'll have Prince player has received, and then I don't know what else to put. Player has received and then I don't know, dude. We're just gonna use that as our print, you know, frick it. All right, and then so now this will let us know, and then I think we can just put a catch here if we really wanted to, like, you know, to catch bugs and stuff. That's something that it's gonna do. It's gonna catch bugs, but you know, up to you. Let's see how this works and operates, and let's see it either go to hell or it'll work. All right, so what do we have here? We have player has pressed F, server has registered interaction for player, player has received, and then player can interact again. And so awesome, cool. Let's do it again, and boom. And then now we're getting that warn of yeah, and then we're getting these. So these are aligning, these are so it's working basically. Okay, so we have right here, what I was doing was testing if it's going to register us, you know, as being able to whatever we're gonna do again. And you know, it let us know like, hey, player's already interacted, so we can't do anything, you know, and that's what this part is. Let me show you. And that's what, so it's going to get to here and it's going to return warn player's already interacted, and it's not going to continue the function. It's not going to let us do, you know, anything. So yeah, and then it's also letting us know player can interact again, and this is what's happening right here. This is our time until we can interact again, a time until next. And we can specify this more. Let's say we have a lot of code, we have a lot of constants. We can specify this more and say time until next interaction, and that'll just be more readable. Time until next interaction. Did I spell that right? Maybe. All right. Yeah, I think that's it for this video. I think that's all I'm gonna do for this video. And like I said again, I just want to mention that for knit start and using our interaction service on the controller, if it's an event that we want to connect to, we want to put it in knit start because we want to make sure that it exists. So I just want to, you know, let you all know that. But yeah, this is how you would, or this is how I would use interaction service, or this is how I would use user input service, my bad, and with knit. Okay, so yeah, I hope that video was helpful for you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.